As we age, maintaining mobility becomes one of the most critical factors for preserving independence and overall quality of life. After the age of 60, the risk of falls, fractures, and other mobility-related issues significantly increases due to natural changes in bone density, muscle mass, and joint function. These challenges can lead to a downward spiral in health, reducing activity levels, increasing reliance on others, and even leading to long-term disability. But what if one simple vitamin could help keep you walking strong well into your golden years? In this video, we explore the importance of mobility after 60 and highlight the essential role of nutrition, particularly one standout nutrient, vitamin D. Often overlooked, vitamin D may be the single most powerful vitamin when it comes to protecting your mobility, balance, and strength as you age. Its ability to support healthy bones and muscles, while also boosting immunity and reducing inflammation, makes it an indispensable part of healthy aging. For seniors, reduced mobility isn't just an inconvenience, it's a serious health risk. According to numerous studies, falls are the leading cause of injury-related hospitalizations among adults over 60. Even a single fall can result in a hip fracture, triggering a cascade of complications such as long recovery periods, loss of independence, or even increased mortality risk. That's why preserving mobility after 60 isn't optional, it's essential. Nutrition plays a vital role in supporting the musculoskeletal system. While calcium, magnesium, and protein are all important, vitamin D stands out as the only vitamin with a proven track record of helping maintain both bone density and muscle strength. This sunshine vitamin promotes calcium absorption in the gut, which is essential for bone health, and also influences muscle function, particularly important in preventing the kind of weakness that leads to falls. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency is alarmingly common in older adults. As people age, their skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. Combine that with limited outdoor activity, certain medications, or dietary restrictions, and the result is often dangerously low vitamin D levels. The consequences? Weak bones, muscle cramps, poor balance, and a higher likelihood of falling. That's why it's more important than ever to understand the connection between vitamin D and mobility after 60. This article offers a science-backed look at why vitamin D might just be the #1 nutrient for walking strong into your later years. We'll cover how it works, signs of deficiency, how to safely boost your levels, and why this one nutrient could be the key to a longer, stronger, more independent life. If you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, this is the must-know information that can make all the difference. Don't miss out on the vitamin that could keep you moving freely, safely, and confidently. Your future mobility may depend on it. As you age, understanding how key nutrients affect your health becomes increasingly important, especially when it comes to vitamin D, a powerhouse vitamin with benefits that go far beyond bone health. Whether you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, knowing how vitamin D works, the different forms it comes in, and how your body uses it can help you stay mobile, strong, and independent longer. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that plays a critical role in calcium absorption, bone strength, muscle function, immune health, and even mood regulation. Unlike most vitamins that you get primarily through food, vitamin D is unique because your body produces it naturally when your skin is exposed to sunlight, specifically UVB rays. That's why it's often called the sunshine vitamin. However, many people, especially older adults, don't get enough sun exposure due to lifestyle, geographic location, or skin changes that come with age. As a result, vitamin D deficiency is very common in people over 60. Fortunately, vitamin D is also available through certain foods such as fatty fish, egg yolks, liver, and fortified products like milk and cereals, as well as through dietary supplements. There are two main forms of vitamin D, D2, ergocalciferol, and D3, cholecalciferol. Both forms help raise vitamin D levels in the blood, but they're not created equal. Vitamin D2 is primarily found in plant-based sources and fortified foods. Vitamin D3 is the form your body makes from sunlight and is also found in animal-based foods and most supplements. Studies show that vitamin D3 is more effective at raising and maintaining adequate levels of vitamin D in the bloodstream, making it the preferred choice for supplementation, especially for older adults trying to prevent deficiency. Once vitamin D enters your body, either through sun exposure, diet, or supplements, it isn't immediately active. First, it travels to the liver, where it's converted into a storage form called 25-hydroxyvitamin D, also written as 25-OHD. This is the form most commonly measured in blood tests. Next, this form travels to the kidneys, where it's converted into the active hormone form called calcitriol. This active form then binds to receptors in various tissues throughout the body, helping regulate calcium and phosphate levels, promoting strong bones and muscle health, and supporting essential cellular functions. Without enough vitamin D, or if your liver or kidneys aren't functioning optimally, this conversion process can be impaired, leading to a deficiency that affects your bones, muscles, and more. Understanding how vitamin D is produced, the differences between D2 and D3, and how it's converted into its active form helps explain why this single vitamin is so vital, especially as you age. With the right knowledge and action, you can harness the power of vitamin D to maintain your health, mobility, and vitality well into your later years. Why vitamin D is crucial after age 60. As we get older, maintaining physical strength, balance, and overall health becomes more challenging, but not impossible. One of the most important yet often overlooked nutrients in this journey is vitamin D. After the age of 60, the body's ability to produce and utilize vitamin D declines, which can have serious consequences on mobility, bone integrity, and immune resilience. Here's why vitamin D is absolutely crucial for healthy aging, especially for those over 60. One of vitamin D's most vital roles is its ability to enhance calcium absorption in the gut. Without enough vitamin D, the body cannot absorb calcium effectively, no matter how much of it you consume. This leads to a gradual weakening of bones, increasing the risk of osteopenia, osteoporosis, and fractures, especially hip and spine fractures, which are common and potentially life-altering in older adults. Vitamin D helps maintain bone density, supports remodeling and repair, and prevents the bone-thinning conditions that can lead to sudden breaks from minor falls or injuries. For seniors, keeping bones strong isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about preserving independence and reducing the risk of disability. Beyond bones, vitamin D also plays a key role in muscle strength and coordination. Adequate levels of this nutrient help support muscle fiber contraction and nerve signaling, which are essential for maintaining balance, walking steadily, and avoiding falls. Multiple studies have shown that older adults with sufficient vitamin D levels have better muscle performance, improved leg strength, and faster recovery times. Perhaps most importantly, vitamin D helps reduce the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury and hospitalization among people over 60. The immune system naturally weakens with age, making older adults more vulnerable to infections, inflammation, and chronic diseases. Vitamin D acts as a modulator of the immune system, enhancing your body's ability to fight off viruses and bacteria. By supporting immune function, vitamin D contributes to fewer illnesses, faster recovery, and reduced inflammation, all of which can indirectly support better energy levels, improve mobility, and lower risk of disease-related immobility. Joint stiffness, nerve pain, and inflammation are common complaints in older adults. Research suggests that vitamin D may help reduce inflammation, protect nerve function, and even alleviate symptoms of neuromuscular pain. Low vitamin D levels are associated with higher rates of chronic pain conditions, including arthritis and fibromyalgia. By maintaining optimal levels, seniors may experience better joint comfort, reduced stiffness, and enhanced physical function, making everyday activities less painful and more manageable. Vitamin D is far more than just a bone vitamin. For those over 60, it's a cornerstone nutrient that supports mobility, strength, immunity, and pain relief. Whether through safe sun exposure, diet, or supplementation, ensuring adequate vitamin D levels can make a significant difference in how well you move, feel, and live as you age. Don't underestimate this powerful ally in your healthy aging toolkit. Scientific evidence strongly supports the role of vitamin D in preserving mobility and physical function in older adults. A growing number of clinical studies have linked adequate vitamin D levels with improvements in gait, strength, and balance, critical factors that determine one's ability to stay active and independent after the age of 60. One landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who took vitamin D supplements demonstrated significant improvements in leg strength and overall physical performance compared to those who didn't. These improvements translated to better walking speed, enhanced balance, and a lower risk of falling. Other randomized controlled trials have echoed these findings, showing that vitamin D supplementation can enhance postural stability and reduce sway in standing posture, which is a major predictor of fall risk in older adults. The relationship between vitamin D and frailty has also been well documented. Older adults with vitamin D deficiency are more likely to experience sarcopenia, a condition characterized by age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Sarcopenia increases the likelihood of falls, slower recovery after injury, and overall physical decline. In fact, frailty itself, which includes fatigue, low grip strength, and slow walking speed, has been linked to lower serum levels of vitamin D. Multiple cohort studies have shown that individuals with vitamin D levels below the recommended threshold were not only more likely to fall, but were also more frequently hospitalized due to fall-related injuries. In addition to muscle and balance benefits, vitamin D plays a preventive role in hospitalization and long-term institutionalization. Seniors with sufficient vitamin D levels are less likely to require assisted living or nursing home care, primarily because they retain better physical function and mobility. This has major implications for both personal quality of life and healthcare costs. Understanding what constitutes sufficient levels of vitamin D is key to applying this research in a practical way. Health organizations like the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and the Endocrine Society recommend that adults over 60 maintain blood levels of 25-hydroxyvitamin D at or above 30 nanograms per milliliter. This level is associated with optimal bone mineral density, reduced risk of falls, and stronger physical performance. Some experts even suggest that levels closer to 40 to 50 nanograms per milliliter may be ideal for individuals with existing mobility issues or chronic conditions. Despite these guidelines, vitamin D deficiency remains alarmingly common in older populations, especially those with limited sun exposure, darker skin, or medical conditions that impair absorption. Fortunately, deficiency is easily correctable with the right supplementation and monitoring. Annual blood tests can help track levels and adjust intake as needed. The body of research continues to grow, but the conclusion is clear. Maintaining adequate vitamin D levels is one of the simplest and most effective strategies to support strength, stability, and independence in the later decades of life. For anyone over 60 looking to stay active and avoid the pitfalls of aging, vitamin D should be a top priority. Vitamin D plays a vital role in many bodily functions, and a deficiency can have wide-ranging effects, especially in older adults. Unfortunately, many people over 60 are unaware they're running low on this essential nutrient until noticeable symptoms begin to impact their daily life. Being able to recognize the signs of vitamin D deficiency early on can help prevent more serious health complications and maintain long-term mobility, energy, and emotional well-being. One of the most common signs of a vitamin D deficiency is fatigue. If you're frequently feeling drained, even after a full night's rest, low vitamin D levels could be contributing to your lack of energy. Unlike short-term tiredness from a busy day, this type of fatigue tends to be chronic, subtle, and difficult to shake. Seniors often misattribute it to just getting older, but in reality, it may be an easily correctable nutrient deficiency. Muscle weakness is another red flag, particularly when it affects your ability to stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or maintain balance. Since vitamin D is essential for proper muscle contraction and strength, a shortage in your system can lead to noticeable declines in mobility and increased risk of falls. This is especially concerning for older adults, as falls can lead to serious injuries like hip fractures and prolonged hospital stays. Bone pain, often felt in the lower back, legs, or hips, is another hallmark of vitamin D deficiency. Many people mistake this discomfort for joint pain or arthritis, but it can actually stem from the body's inability to properly absorb calcium without sufficient vitamin D. Over time, this leads to soft, brittle bones, which are more susceptible to fractures and chronic pain. Frequent illness or infections may also indicate that your vitamin D levels are too low. Vitamin D supports the immune system by helping the body recognize and respond to pathogens. If you find yourself getting sick more often than usual, especially with colds, respiratory infections, or slow healing wounds, it may be time to check your vitamin D status. Studies have shown that maintaining healthy levels of vitamin D can reduce the risk of viral and bacterial infections, including the flu and pneumonia. Lastly, vitamin D deficiency is closely linked to depression and mood changes, particularly in older adults. Low levels of this nutrient have been associated with seasonal affective disorder, SAD, as well as general feelings of low mood, anxiety, and emotional instability. Vitamin D helps regulate serotonin, the brain chemical responsible for mood balance. As such, persistent sadness or lack of motivation could be more than emotional, it could be biochemical. Recognizing these signs early and discussing them with your healthcare provider can lead to a simple solution. A quick blood test can confirm deficiency, and most cases are easily treated with dietary changes, safe sun exposure, or supplementation. While vitamin D plays a central role in maintaining strength and mobility after age 60, it doesn't work alone. To fully support healthy aging, it's important to understand how other key nutrients and lifestyle habits work in synergy with vitamin D to preserve bone density, muscle mass, and overall vitality. Optimizing these areas can significantly reduce the risk of falls, fractures, and mobility loss, helping older adults remain active and independent for longer. Calcium is vitamin D's most important partner when it comes to bone health. While vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium from the digestive tract, calcium is the mineral that actually builds and maintains strong bones. Without enough calcium, even adequate vitamin D can't prevent bone loss or fractures. Seniors should aim to get 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day through sources like dairy products, leafy green vegetables, and fortified foods. In cases where diet alone isn't enough, calcium supplements may be recommended, but always in conjunction with vitamin D for best absorption. Magnesium is another essential player in the vitamin D equation. Often overlooked, magnesium is required to activate vitamin D in the liver and kidneys, allowing it to perform its various functions in the body. Without sufficient magnesium, your body may struggle to convert vitamin D into its usable form, even if your blood levels appear normal. Foods like almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, and whole grains are rich in magnesium and should be part of a well-rounded diet for older adults. Nutrition aside, maintaining muscle strength becomes increasingly important with age, and that's where protein intake and resistance training come in. Adequate protein helps prevent sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, while resistance exercises like weightlifting, resistance band workouts, or even bodyweight exercises stimulate muscle growth and improve balance. Experts recommend that older adults consume around 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily to support muscle maintenance. Combining proper protein intake with regular strength training can dramatically improve physical function and reduce the risk of falls. In addition to resistance workouts, regular weight-bearing exercise is crucial for bone and joint health. Activities such as walking, dancing, stair climbing, or Tai Chi not only strengthen the muscles around your joints, but also stimulate bone formation. These exercises are particularly effective when done consistently and can help reduce the risk of osteoporosis and arthritis-related stiffness. They also enhance coordination and flexibility, two critical factors for fall prevention. In summary, while vitamin D is the cornerstone nutrient for maintaining mobility after 60, it works best when supported by calcium, magnesium, adequate protein, and a physically active lifestyle. By integrating these elements into your daily routine, you can dramatically improve your chances of aging strong, staying mobile, and living independently well into your later years. Common myths about vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the most misunderstood nutrients, especially among older adults. While awareness around its role in bone health has grown, many misconceptions still prevent people from recognizing its broader importance or taking the necessary steps to ensure they're getting enough. Let's break down some of the most common myths about vitamin D and uncover the truth that can help you stay strong, mobile, and independent after 60. Myth number 1. You don't need vitamin D if you live in a sunny climate. It's true that vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin because your body produces it when exposed to sunlight, specifically UVB rays. However, just living in a sunny area doesn't guarantee you're getting enough. Many older adults spend limited time outdoors, either due to mobility issues, health concerns, or simply lifestyle. When they are outside, they often wear sunscreen or protective clothing, both of which block the UVB rays needed to produce vitamin D. Plus, as you age, your skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. So, even in tropical or sunny regions, vitamin D deficiency is still surprisingly common among seniors. Myth number 2. You can get enough vitamin D from your diet alone. While certain foods do contain vitamin D, such as fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, fortified milk, egg yolks, and liver, the truth is diet alone is rarely enough to meet your daily needs, especially as you age. Most natural food sources contain relatively small amounts of vitamin D, and even fortified foods may not provide sufficient quantities. For example, you'd have to drink about 10 glasses of fortified milk a day to meet recommended levels. That's why many older adults require supplements to maintain optimal blood levels, particularly those with limited sun exposure or absorption issues. Myth number 3. Vitamin D is only important for bones. Vitamin D is essential for bone health, but its benefits go far beyond preventing osteoporosis or fractures. This powerful nutrient plays a key role in muscle function, balance, immune regulation, and even mood stability. It helps maintain physical strength, which is crucial for preventing falls, the leading cause of injury in older adults. Additionally, vitamin D supports immune resilience, which becomes increasingly important with age and has been linked to lower risks of respiratory infections and chronic inflammation. Emerging research also connects low vitamin D levels to mood disorders like depression, particularly in the elderly. In short, vitamin D is a full-body supporter, not just a bone booster. These common myths can lead to dangerous assumptions, especially for individuals over 60 who are at increased risk for vitamin D deficiency. The reality is that even those in sunny areas eating a healthy diet and concerned only about their bones might still fall short of their vitamin D needs. Recognizing these myths for what they are is a crucial first step in taking control of your long-term strength, balance, and vitality. As we age, maintaining strength, balance, and independence becomes a growing challenge, but it's far from impossible. One of the simplest yet most powerful tools in supporting lifelong mobility is vitamin D. Often underestimated and frequently misunderstood, this essential nutrient plays a foundational role in keeping the body strong, steady, and resilient after 60. Vitamin D is far more than a bone health vitamin. It enhances calcium absorption, helps preserve bone density, and reduces the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. But its impact doesn't stop there. Vitamin D is crucial for muscle function, contributing to better strength, coordination, and balance, three pillars of fall prevention. It also supports the immune system, aids in managing inflammation, and may even reduce joint discomfort and improve neuromuscular health. Despite its importance, vitamin D deficiency is widespread among older adults due to factors like reduced sun exposure, dietary limitations, and the body's decreased ability to produce it with age. The consequences of deficiency, ranging from fatigue and muscle weakness to increased risk of falls and hospitalizations, can severely impact quality of life. Yet these issues are highly preventable. That's why it's vital for anyone over 60 to get their vitamin D levels tested regularly. A simple blood test can reveal whether you're within the optimal range. Health organizations like the NIH and Endocrine Society generally recommend maintaining levels of at least 30 nanograms per milliliter, though some experts suggest aiming for slightly higher levels for added mobility and immune benefits. If your levels are low, don't worry, correction is simple and highly effective. Supplements are widely available and affordable, and your healthcare provider can help determine the right dosage based on your unique needs. In many cases, incorporating more vitamin D-rich foods and getting safe, regular sunlight can complement supplementation for even better results. Of course, vitamin D doesn't act alone. Supporting nutrients like calcium and magnesium, along with protein intake and regular resistance training, all work in harmony to preserve muscle mass and joint function. When paired with weight-bearing exercise, these habits can dramatically improve your ability to move freely and confidently well into your later years. Ultimately, vitamin D is a small daily step that can have a massive long-term impact. It's one of the most accessible and research-supported ways to enhance your mobility, boost your vitality, and reduce your risk of age-related decline. In a world where falls are one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence among seniors, vitamin D may just be the simplest form of insurance you can give yourself. So take action, get tested, supplement if needed, and pair your vitamin D intake with smart lifestyle choices. One small vitamin could be the key to walking strong, standing tall, and living well beyond 60.